Hi everyone. My name is Madame, and this is the Astrology Report. It's been a while, and I don't think I've ever done an astrology report on video for the podcast. So, hello, hi. For those who don't know, my name is Madame when I'm channeling astrology reports and doing tarot readings. Honestly, you know how you always know those psychics that are on TV where they call themselves Madame? Trust me, where there's an even higher level of channeling when you're tapping into the stars or the cards. So, here we are. So this is the astrology report, and we're doing it in three parts. We're starting with Uranus retrograde, which is a wake-up call. If you'd like to read the astrology report, I'm going to attach it to the description box when I publish this episode. So keep an eye out. Thank you. So, on the 1st of September 2024, Uranus, the planet of unexpected changes and surprises, disruptions, originality and revelations, etc., went retrograde in the sign of Taurus. When a planet goes retrograde, it gives the illusion of moving backwards, but it allows us to review, reassess, and restructure the themes of the house and sign the planet is in during that period. Uranus will be retrograde in Taurus till the 30th of January 2025. The sign of Taurus represents sensuality, grounding, stability, wealth, luxury, security, the voice, etc. And the planet of Venus is its ruler. Uranus went retrograde in Taurus at 27 degrees. According to the astrologer Nadia Shaw, it's made a trine to Pluto in Capricorn. Trines are positive aspects that bring luck, harmony, and fortune, and it will support Pluto in empowering us in different aspects of our lives. Nadia Shaw encourages us to look back over our lives from a higher perspective, identify disempowering moments, and give ourselves power. She emphasized the need to reawaken the warrior within, and it's time for you to fight, darling. It's time for you to fight. If there's one thing this podcast encourages, it's fighting for yourself. So, what would this mean? Let me give you an example. Let's say you have Pluto transiting your third house and you have Uranus transiting your seventh house. The third house is the house of the mind, communication, siblings, short travel, neighbors, etc. Pluto is the planet of death, rebirth, transformation, sexuality, and intensity, etc. The seventh house is the house of relationships, business partnerships, marriage, contracts, etc. Because there's so many meanings and so many things. So research on your own, okay? A trine occurs when planets are in the same planet and 120 degrees apart. As trines are harmonious, we can imagine the fusion of the characteristics of the planets Uranus and Pluto in a way that benefits us. Assuming Pluto is transiting your third house, one can imagine a wonderful, shocking opportunity to travel appears out of nowhere, or you experience a sudden change in how you communicate, accepting boundaries with ease and much quicker than before. Last week, there was this revisiting of an old story in my life, or in that version of me's life, and the quickness and sharpness with which the boundaries were exerted, the voice was used, the ability to stand up for oneself was imbibed and embodied was so swift that when I recalled myself back to myself, I was like, wow, it's kind of like my higher self was speaking through me. I didn't have to think. And that's the best way to be when you're not thinking about who to be or how to be. You're just embodied, fully embodied. So it comes naturally. That's what you need to look out for. Those moments that signify a change, or those moments that are a revisitation of old stories. And it's like calling you to act differently towards it. Let's say somebody crossing your boundaries, whereas you may have kept quiet to keep the peace. You don't keep the peace anymore. That's what we're talking about when we say we are awakening the warrior within. So that was such a profound shift for me because I didn't know about those transits until 3 days later when I was like, oh yeah, there have been the things that have been going on. We have a new moon. Let me write an astrology report. And then I was like, oh wow, these things happened. And I acted in line with those themes of where these planets were transiting in my astrology chart. So I acted in line with what was expected naturally. So when you think astrology doesn't like exist or isn't something that works, it works without you even thinking, especially when you're in tune. For me, we have three different transits that happened. Three different events happened to highlight the fact that I was in tune with these changes and choosing differently each time. It was such a successful weekend for me. So let's continue. Another way could be that you surprise others with how you showcase the strength that was once hidden within and were scared to reveal. This could lead to a revelation that disrupts your current relationships if we consider Uranus to be in your house of partnerships and relationships, as I gave in the example. This sudden warrior you've harbored within begins to make themselves known, positively influencing the way you communicate and approach the relationships you have, therefore repelling those who aren't for you and pulling those who are to you much quicker. I assume it will be vice versa for the planet Uranus as well. For instance, the planet Pluto could influence you in terms of personal power, causing a change in power dynamics within your relationships and business partnerships. It may reveal something hidden that feels it's time to come to light, such as a person's feelings or a surprise contract that has your name on it. It could also lead to the revelation of hidden enemies that may have been right under your nose but didn't expose themselves until there was a power shift. So just imagine both planets helping each other out with their characteristics, positively influencing the houses Capricorn and Taurus are in. Don't forget to also think about how the energies from these transits could influence the houses that Pluto and Uranus originally reside in your birth chart. Now we're moving to Pluto in Capricorn. On the 1st of September to November 19th, 2024, Pluto will be retrograde in Capricorn at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is the final degree, signifying endings and culminations. It indicates a soul graduation, the end of a karmic soul lesson or lessons in that particular area of our lives, and the final chapter of what one has experienced with Pluto in Capricorn. According to astrologer Betsy Gutting, you may even receive a karmic reward for all the hard work you've put into a particular area of your life and all the hardships endured. Betsy also says Pluto in Capricorn tends to bring us to our knees in some form, possibly a betrayal, being abandoned or shamed by those closest to us. We may have to set boundaries, and some people might push against those boundaries, which may result in cut ties. However, it's worth it as it shows who is for you and who isn't. Anyone who gets upset at your boundaries is upset because they can no longer benefit from you, and that's a great sign. So, what can you expect with Pluto in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn? Firstly, Capricorn represents structures in our life. So that could be power, family, business. It also represents power struggles, authority, governmental bodies, rules, obligation, boundaries, karma, toxic dynamics, profession, reputation, ambition, etc. I'm giving you everything that you can possibly know so you can take notes because I love notes. With the planet Pluto causing us to review, reassess, and restructure themes of the house Capricorn resides, what will come to light will be our karma, past karmic soul contracts, causing us to complete them once and for all. Possible death to old power structures, governmental bodies or regimes, rebirth in terms of leadership, power in individuals that felt they had none, better governmental bodies or leaders, transformation, passion, and intensity. I already feel the intensity of this shift, and it's only been a few days. What I feel is the past bubbling up once and for all. And if you find you're in the same boat, think of it as a final checkpoint. Are you going to dwell on those memories and remain a victim? Or are you going to release them once and for all and focus on the wisdom gained and how you conquered those situations successfully? It's a choice. This transit will enable us to see how willing we are to take a risk to follow our soul's purpose by drowning out the noise of conformity and status quo. It will also cause us to take a vow of self respect and decide to rule over ourselves, no longer giving our power away to different dynamics because Pluto rules power. Pluto is a planet that rules Aries and Scorpio. So there's a darkness and intensity to it, and there's just that intensity of power is how you wield it that is important. It's not about suppressing it because it will beg to be used. It's how you utilize it. And you cannot hide and suppress power for too long. You're going to combust. So you need to utilize it. You need to bring it out and show yourself how to use it. That's what it's all about. Now, with Pluto in Capricorn for the next 11 weeks, expect to be tested to see if you can stand on the lessons you learned when it was in Capricorn from 2008 to 2023. Can you be in your power now and challenge authority? Can you stand strong on your boundaries and uphold your new standards? If pressurized, will you give in to your old ways or stand on your new ways of dealing with things? Always stand on the new way. You already know how the old way would work. So stand on the new way. Thank you. Will you integrate and apply what you've learned all the years Pluto was in Capricorn? Are you ready to receive a karmic reward after the cycle, such as a new gift or a level up? Say goodbye to an era of powerlessness as you come to terms with the fact that you've reached your limits for tolerating nonsense, injustice, and control dynamics. As you realize the importance of enforcing boundaries, fighting back, and taking back your power. That's what we talk about on the podcast all the time. It's time for your liberation, freedom, and full embodiment of the power you've always had. Maybe you were once afraid of it, but now you will have no choice but to use it. Practice wielding it, commanding it, and utilizing it in situations that try to force compels you to give your power away. You've got this. Oh gosh, love it. Fun facts. Did you know that this is the last time that Pluto will be in Capricorn for the next 148 years? I know, right? That's a really long time. Like, when in our generation, we're never going to see it. In our lifetime, we're never going to see it. In our children's lifetime, we're never going to see it. 300 years. Like, literally, that's 300 years. I wonder if Earth will still be around for those years. We'll see. Second fact, Pluto will be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. I'm very excited because not only does it sound fun, because Aquarius is the sign of innovation, futuristic themes, technology, humanity, socialism, groups, wishes, dreams, anything futuristic, anything trend setting, internet, things are just so many dynamics, so many technological advancements could happen, so many changes and shifts could happen in line with those themes. And then apply it to where it is in your house. Let's say it's in your house of home and family and emotions. Maybe you find yourself moving, or there's a change in your home dynamic, in your family dynamic, or there's a because Pluto is going to bring in that energy of transformation, death, and rebirth. So, okay, the first house is also has to do with emotions and with mother and with women. There could be a change in that transformation in how you use your emotions, how you feel your emotions, how you attach or detach. Because Aquarius is detachment. How quick are you to detach? If there's anything I'd like to say about this movement into Aquarius, when it moves back into Aquarius in November, detachment, because detachment allows you to see things for what they really are and causes you to act accordingly. So remember that. But yes, Pluto will be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. And it means that the house Aquarius is in your chart will go through some intense transformations. I hope you're ready. Now, if you need an astrology reading, I'm going to attach my email to the description box. I also do tarot readings. I'm open for business again. We're ready to make this money. Don't be afraid to reach out. I've had so many clients for the past 7 years, and this is such a natural thing for me. So don't be afraid to reach out. The next section is the new moon in Virgo. And by the way, we're ending this with a tarot reading. You know that you love the tarot readings. I love the tarot readings, and it's just a lovely way of connecting. But we have the new moon in Virgo that happened on September 2nd on Monday, right after the Uranus and Pluto transit. And this new moon occurred at 11 degrees. Now, new moons represent new beginnings, new cycles, new chapters, etc. They are good moments to plant seeds that you may see germinate in future. According to Perry Rose Academy, the 11 degrees represents interruptions, divorce, flying, airports, helping others, friends, networks, organizations, etc. So those themes in line with the new moon could have occurred for you this week, starting from Monday, or even beforehand, because before transits take place, a few days beforehand, you start to see the changes in regards to that. So think about it in that way. Whereas the sign Virgo represents organization, planning, details, criticism, meticulousness, service, etc. Where do you have Virgo in your chart? What I see happening with this transit in terms of immediate effects is the sudden need to organize things around you. On the day of the new moon, I had the sudden urge to clean and organize things in my space, and I didn't know about the new moon until much later. You may also find yourself being more meticulous, detail oriented, and disciplined concerning tasks and everyday activities. Then you may feel an increased need to criticize yourself and others. So be careful of that and release your inner critic. Let's look at a few examples. If you have Virgo in your 11th house, you may find yourself beginning new friendships or exploring new social groups that adhere to your values, interests, or hobbies. You may suddenly receive the extra motivation and drive to achieve your wishes or to plant seeds of what you want to harvest in future. It will all naturally come together with ease, but you will feel the newness the new moon brings. If you have Virgo in your sixth house, you may be starting a new job or changing your work habits in a way that is extra disciplined and meticulous. You may find new ventures to offer your services to or tasks that increase your sense of usefulness. You may finally get a new pet or begin the fitness regime you've been putting off. Either way, there will be a need to start something new or approach old things in a new way. That is the end of the Astrology Report. Thank you so much for listening. Now, don't go anywhere. We have the tarot reading. I'm just going to fetch my cards pretty quickly, and then we're going to see what is coming up. You're going to see me shuffle on sites. It's been a while. I'm so happy. Now, we're doing a tarot reading for the astrology transits that we experienced Sunday and Monday. what is the overall energy for this for these transits, especially the new moon in Virgo and Pluto moving back into Capricorn, and even Uranus being retrograde in Taurus? What would we need to know overall? Interesting. I need to pick this as well because it came out. What more do you want to tell us? Feel free to fast forward until all the cards are out. Clarify card, Five of Cups in reverse. Very interesting cards are here. There's nothing that is even trying to be too happy. Ooh, I made a mistake with that. Clarify card, Four of Pentacles in reverse. I think I'm looking quite angelic. What do you think? Clarify card, Eight of Swords. Ooh, did you see how this one just wanted to come out? Okay, ready. So we have seven cards. Three cards are picked themselves, and then we have three cards that are going to clarify it. So the first card we have is the Five of Cups in reverse, clarified by the Nine of Cups. I have a light here that either way, I'm sure you can see it. Hi. Five of Cups in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse speaks of no longer looking at the past. Like I said, if you're looking at the past, you're thinking about the wisdom gained from the past. You're no longer dwelling on what went wrong. No regrets, no guilt, no sadness, no anger. Look at it as things and lessons that happen to you, no, for you, in order for you to be a better version of yourself. Be thankful that those things happen now so that I can have a better future where those things will never happen again. Learning about boundaries, learning about speaking up for yourself, learning to assert yourself, right? It's all happening for you to become the best version of yourself that you were meant to be when you got here. So that is what these transits are going to bring out for you to realize. The card that clarifies this is the Nine of Cups. You see, what I like the most about the Nine of Cups is that it speaks of wish fulfillment, happiness, joy, emotional fulfillment. You see how all these cups, three of these cups fell apart. I think the light behind me is kind of distracting, so I'm going to try and switch it off. So we have cups here that are falling apart. The cups here are falling apart, and then we have these two cups here. Most times when this card is upright, it means that you're focusing on what went wrong, and you're not even celebrating what has gone right, like the wisdom gained, the happiness, the joy, the revelations, the removal of yourself from those situations. So upright is saying that you have acknowledged that you're not even dwelling on bad things anymore. Five represents change and transformation of emotions. So that's what has happened. There's been a change in your emotions, and because you've poured cups that had murky water into it. Now you have nine cups that have fresh water inside. Do you get what I'm saying? You're on your way to wish fulfillment. You're on your way to happiness and joy because you've made space for the right things into your life. That's what is happening. You're going to find yourself being served now. You're going to find yourself winning in things because you are aligned with what is meant for you. So know that with every sadness that's happened in the past, wish fulfillment and happiness and joy is coming in to replace it. You're on your way towards deeper happiness, deeper fulfillment, deeper joy. Now look at this. These two cards, four and five. Four represents foundation, right? And if it was upright, it would say that you are holding on to things, holding on to bad emotions, holding on to bad memories, but it's in reverse. So it says that it's acknowledging the fact that you're letting go of things that were holding you back and bringing you down. You can see that the Green Reaper is here, is representing death of things that are not even worth holding on to, death of things that will keep you stagnant, maybe memories, maybe places, maybe jobs that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Allowing yourself to let go of that, and it's acknowledging that you've allowed yourself to let go of old emotions. You see, cups have to do with emotions, okay? Sorry. Cups have to do with emotions. Pentacles have to do with material things like resources, jobs, things that you can touch, tangible things, even money. You've let go of attachments to things that are not working emotionally and materially, and that is allowing wish fulfillment, right? But it's also allowing fast transition for you. Eight of Wands is fast transition. Eight of Wands is incoming communication that has good news. Eight of Wands speaks of travel. It speaks of movement to something better, a more passionate, a more passionate environment, or a more passionate you. You having your mind cleared of things that are not even important so that you can see where you're going. Now you're more dedicated and motivated for you to meet your targets. Like, what do you want out of life? What are your goals and your desires? You have everything within you now with an increased drive and passion to go after it and obtain it and attain it, which is why this is saying wish fulfillment. You're on your way to that. That's what this transit is bringing. I'm so happy for you. You have Eight of Swords here, which is so funny because each of these three cards that have come up are talking about either holding on to something or letting go of something. So let's say emotionally you've let go of something. You're no longer dwelling on the past and things that didn't work out, and you're allowing your emotions to really flow. Materially, you let go of things that were holding you back and fucking up your foundation. Pardon me, but your four is foundation. So there was something that you're holding on that was not really adhering to the foundation that you need for yourself. Now, the last thing for you to let go of is mind constraints. Maybe you have this limited way of thinking. What you are about to realize is the power of your mind and the power of your thinking, especially your analytical mind. Yeah. This is causing you or asking you to break away from limitations and see things from a wider perspective. This is asking you to think outside of the box. This is asking you to change your perception of certain things and look at it in a better way to allow you to live life in a better way. Because when you change your perception on certain things, then there's an avenue for more positive things to flow. But if you look at things from a negative place, it's going to allow you to act in a way that influences things negatively. Do you get what I'm saying? So just think about it like that. So you're doing well, but now the final thing is for you to let go of mind constraints, mind limitations, negative perceptions, and just focus on positive perceptions and the fact that when you think positively, it influences your actions to be more positive. Okay. In reverse, you have that card that clarifies it, and this is the only clarifier card that is in reverse. So with this Ace of Swords in reverse, what I feel is you have there's an incoming communication that is yet to come, because this card speaks of breakthrough and victory and being in your truth and clarity of communication. Because of your mindset, there may be limitations in certain communications that you're meant to have, certain conversations you're meant to have, certain things that will move things along. But once you change your mindset, you see that freedom comes in, because this talks about breakthrough. It may not even be in terms of communication, because I felt like that didn't really, really vibe with me. So I feel like the liberation and freedom comes from you having a peace of mind. Yes, it's about peace of mind. And when you have peace of mind, you communicate differently. So it may not be about communications. It may be about you having a peace of mind. This is moving from 8 swords to just 1 sword. Like, you're not thinking too much anymore. You're just allowing life to be and being focused on the right thing. So that's what I see coming for you. The overall energy is the 9 of swords. So that really means that, because swords have to do with mind, thinking, communication, thoughts. It's also an air sign. Okay, all the air signs: Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So your thoughts, your communication are being influenced by a negative perception of life, yourself, and things in general. And 9 of swords overall energy is saying break away from all your anxieties, your limitations, your dark thoughts, your shadows. It is the last thing hindering you. If you can overcome how you think and how you feel and how you see things, how you perceive things, is going to change the way you communicate. It's going to change the way you relate. It's going to change the way you see things and think for yourself. So break free from those inner demons. See things from a higher perspective, from a wider perspective. Allow yourself to, what's the right word? I've been looking at myself this whole time. Actually, I've been looking here, but pardon me. But like, break free by fighting those inner demons, those mental constraints, those negative ways of thinking, those mental burdens, and you see life in a much better perspective, from a better lens, from a wider lens. Okay, so that's what I see for you. Let me see if I can get another big card. Okay, so I have this one, the Whispers of Love. I've not used this in ages. I always love to have like one big card that I use. Oh, just give me another energy. That is crazy. So, okay, be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. Okay, and last one, look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. It's about changing your perception of things and approaching things from a different way, from a different place. Like they said in the transits, old stories are going to be reviewing themselves, right? Allow yourself to take a new approach to how you do things. Do you get me? Look at your patterns. What have you always done? And what can you now do differently in order to have a different outcome? That's why you need to change your perception. Be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. This be supportive, I really feel like it's for you. Be supportive to yourself by allowing yourself to think better instead of focusing on negative ways of thinking. Allow your mind to harbor positive thoughts about life in your body. Do you get me? So no longer entertaining negative thinking or limitations. Think the best way for yourself. That's what I see. That's what's going to happen. And yeah, two other cards fell on the floor. But it's okay. These are the cards that I saw. So I hope that this helped. If you'd love a tarot reading, you can book one with me. And thank you for listening to this astrology report. If you'd like to read it, I'm going to give you the link in the description box. But thank you so much. This is the astrology report. My name is Madame, and I'll see you next time. Bye.